All right, we've got the materials that we need in the mail, and I wanted to do this live. Couldn't do it on Facebook because of the ban, but do this live, and because I've not done this material before. So what we've got, some materials from BITY Mold Supply, brick in the yard. This comes from Mitch. I watched a few of their videos almost religiously. So what I've got here is this is PT Flex Liquid Rubber 20. I've got this stuff here. Now what I'm going to do, the objective is to use this for the first generalizing of, and I've got flocking, already flocking some sheets, and then I should have a little, there it is right here. Okay, they came through. Polycolor. All right, so I've got this. I'll take the flocking. Put that stuff and put this aside. Okay, what I've got here is basically a polycolor, which is black. Reason being is because Kong's face is going to be black. Not black, but black. And from what I understand in how to do this is adding a polycolor to the polyurethane is the only way to go, because I have silicone coloring, but silicone coloring does not work for polyurethane rubber. So what we have to do basically is take this Kong sleeve off of here, and I've got the mother mold right here, plaster mold. And I did not use a, I did not use any kind of a release for this, because the oils in the release would inhibit and interfere with the setting and production of the polyurethane. So what I've done here is I'm going to put this in the sleeve, and what this is this is a foam backing of Kong that's going to be foam backed. It's going to be polyurethane rubber brushed in. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I may have to remold this in another shell. I'm going to try this one first. I didn't make it slightly different between the sculpting and the initial thing. So I'm going to try this and see if it works first. And if this is a failure, then I can go back in, put another, put that sleeve back over Kong and redo the mother mold shell in either resin or plaster. I am going to initially do this in a resin somewhere in the near future, because I need to change the mouth, have an open mouth angry Kong. So what I have to do is cut the mouth off, open it, change the expression, and I don't want to do that until I've got the first test done to make sure that it works. So I'm going to take this, move this out of the way, right behind me. What we'll do, we'll take this initial sleeve, I'll turn this around, Now this polyurethane, I've not used this before. This does go a mix ratio 1A to 1B by weight. I got a clean mixing cup, and I've got a jug scale here. Now I do know that this comes in a flesh colored, and I need to add a couple of drops of black to it to make sure that this is going to work. So, shake before use. I do need a brush. I'm gonna come over here to my door and get a brush. Alright, I need to clean this place up, but I've got so many molds and everything that I don't have organization for getting anything done for lack of room. But here's what we're gonna do. There's no clay residue in here, so that's good. We're going to do a test. I don't know what the initial volume of this is, but to not overdo it and not underdo it, I'm going to do a test just by weight on this and mix about, I think he said something about 300 grams of A, 300 grams of B. But I'm going to do 100 grams of A and 100 grams of B. $100 grams of A, 100 grams of B. All right, there's A, there's B. Now with B, you have to add the color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this out. Add this coloring first. Make sure this works. Now, initially, the process of this is to add the coloring to this, make this colored, add 100 grams of A to the initial mix it up, pour it in there, brush it around, and then within 10 minutes, you know, you have to put the foam in there. And we'll have to wait, let it cure a little bit and then put the foam in. I was told you could do that within 10 minutes. However, I'm not going to like rush in. I'll let it cure. I just want to see how well this is going to work test wise. So this is the test process of this. Great day in the morning. There we go. Got it off. Put that over there. Now, it didn't take much, from what I hear, to color this. It's already a flesh colored. I need to make it black. Not black, but brownish black. So I don't want it solid jet black. I do want it enough black enough that it's going to reflect coloring, because I'm going to put some paint in there as well. Now this is just a little bit too light. Put another couple of drops in there. There we go. We start coming up with a darker gray color. Now it's starting to get a little bit darker. There we go. That's about what I need. Generalized black skin tone. I'll scale this out to 0. Again. I'll make sure I've got the thoroughly mixed. Yep. It's got to be mixed evenly and all across the board. Don't want any swirls in the thing. Now I got about 5 minutes working time, I believe, with this. So we're going to do this much. We're going to do 100 grams of this A to the B. Almost there. Now we are 100 grams right there. All right, cool. So we mix this up really well. Pour it in here and brush it around. Like I said, initially this has no, this is silicone rubber, this Tencel. So, it's being Tencel silicone rubber. They use platinum, but platinum's so expensive that I don't want to do the initial test using really expensive products. So I have a ton of Tencel silicone over here. Probably about 11 gallons or so of it. So I do want to make sure that this is going to work. And like I said, this is just a test. If it fails, then I can just redo it. Now there's no release on this because this is, okay, we've come back out here and it is not tacky anymore. It is dry, but it's still got a little bit of, I can touch it without having to worry about it pulling away. So it's cured. Now, what I have is I have two choices. One, I can do a soft foam backing, or I can do a firm foam backing. This is AB foam. This is my taxidermy foam that I use for making the foam forms like CUJO, the Velociraptor, that type of thing. These are both A and B. And what I'm going to do is this is a polymethylene propylene foam. I'm going to mix this up and pour it in here. And like I said, because I've got more of this than I do the soft foam, and so I'm going to use some of this in the test to see how it works, see how it comes out, that type of thing. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to measure out the foam A and V by volume. So what we're going to do is get a little cup here, and I've got to guess that this may take more than, because it expands so greatly. I'm not exactly sure what the volume is, so that's why this is another test. that I can do 8 ounces at a time. Now, if I do 8 ounces and it doesn't fill it up all the way, I can add more foam to it. And because it's a polyurethane rubber, the polyurethane foam is going to stick to it. So we're going to mix 4 ounces of A and 4 ounces of B in here. Okay, and we'll stir it up. And there's always one that doesn't want to work. Like, always one that doesn't want to work. Great day in the morning. Put some force down on this thing and get it to lock. Oh, crap. I've got another one around here somewhere. I got this V right here. Do 4 ounces of V first. This is a 2 or 4. Not quite 4. A little bit more. There we go. Now we got 4 ounces. Put that down on the floor. Oh, crap. I gotta flip it and get this thing off. What the problem is, there's always a little crust up under the lid. So you have to get something to cut the crust away. I'll do this away from that so it doesn't contaminate it. Let's see this crust on here. Okay. Not quite all off. There we go, it's gonna open now. All this crust on the sides of this thing right here that keeps that from opening. Okay, now we're gonna go with 4 ounces of B to make 8 ounces total. Ooh, there we go. All right, stir this out. Let's see how well this will work. That shows it's good and stirred up. Well, you're gonna expand no matter what, so I gotta, you know, try to slosh it around. I don't think 8 ounces, 16 ounces, 8 ounces is enough. But, like I said, I can always add more. So, we'll slosh this around a little bit. before it starts kicking off. Okay, now it's going to kick off. Starting to do that rise. I'll do this. Maybe put this up under here and tilt it a little bit. There we go. So I want it more concentrated in the forehead and the mouth and the face and nose. So it will do its thing. And like I said, I can probably, and doing this test of 8 ounces at a time, I can find out what the initial full volume is, like I did with the CUJO. CUJO, I think, was 300 or 400 ounces. So, you know, I think it was 400. But what I want to do, I'll scrape this out and I can just drop that in there. Get all of this out as much as I can. Because I have to reuse this cup again for the next batch. It's very similar to foam filling a latex mask, but this is not latex material. This is urethane rubber. This is like the Batman cowl. That's urethane rubber. That's the same product as the Batman cowl. Well, see, that's how you know it's done. You got to pull your materials out of the cup, and voila, and done. This brush is ruined, but I can still use that stick and clean that off and use that for the next one. Now, the initial thing on this is supposed to be a compression foam. Right now what I'm doing is just doing a test, so I know that this will work and see how good it'll look with the urethane rubber. What my idea is, or my reason of thinking, I think I should say, is that when I do a initial pull after the test is successful, what I'll have to do is get a weight of some kind, because what I want to do is get the vacuum boards. You can see on this I can trace the outline of the sculpting on a piece of wood, cut that piece of wood, cut several pieces of wood, because what that will do is I can then put the wood on here and put a weight on top of it. That way the foam will adhere to the wood, and it will be a backer board where you can just, I can put hangers on it and you just, you know, ship them out, hang them on the wall. And this, you know, I didn't want to go the Godzilla route of this where you just back it with foam and stick it on a nail. I could do that, but I wanted to make this just a little bit more taxidermy style presentation. So that's why I'm doing that with the foam. Now what we'll do is we will mix up another batch of foam here. And I use the same cup because it's going to stick to it. I'll clean this out. You know what? I could do that, or I can get a fresh cup. That's my silicone cup. I want to make sure I use that for silicone. Now for another 8 ounces into here, and See what we can do with that. Not quite tacky. I'm not too worried about it. On this, I do need to get a paper towel here. Okay. I'm going to do another 8 ounces and 8 ounces, and I guarantee you I'll do probably 2 and 4. I've got 2 on that one. And like I do with the mask, I will be doing filling the voids around the outside of the back. Recording. GoPro, start recording. Okay, we're back out here. We got our hour demold time. Heat is dissipated on the foam form. So what we're going to do is demold this now. What I'm going to do is make sure that I have a little bit of excess foam here, but not much. What I'm going to do is pull off the plaster form, and we've got the head underneath. Now, like I said, with this, I've got to do the urethane rubber skinning, which does not stick to the silicone. See, it doesn't, peels right back. So what I'm hoping is, like I said, because of the not releasing it, because of the oils that would contaminate the rubber between the urethane and the silicone. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to see if we can peel this back from this and see how well this works. And do a general, I might have to do a little touch-up work on some of this. Like I said, this is a test piece, so this is just an initial test on this to see how well that urethane rubber works. So we're going to gently peel this back along the edges. Take my finger and just run it down the edges so I can pull the silicone and the rubber away without it releasing from the foam. Now, generally, as stated, the rubber does not stick to the silicone. Sometimes you would need a release, but from what I understand, in using tin silk as opposed to platinum, you do not need a release for it. However, I did not use any oil-based clays or sulfur clays in the molding. This is all water-based, so I didn't use any oil-based clay, so there should be no cross-contamination. The skin on this is very thin, so I think I needed to mix a little bit more rubber. But like I said, this is all a test, so just to find out how well that rubber works against. Now what I'm doing is when I'm peeling it back, it's actually breaking a seal between the rubber and the foam. pretty much. The rubber's not sticking to silicone, but that overlap on the flange, there is a little bit that is sticking because there's a mix of rubber and silicone on it. But for the most part, it is breaking away nicely. I'm just wanting to make sure that it's not adhering enough to where it's going to peel off on the inside. Okay, so here we go. We have it completely sealed and broken on the back. Going to gently peel it off the front and see how well it sticks and how well it looks. Yep. Okay, there we go. I've got to peel off a little bit of rubber on here that's gotten on the flange, but Mitch did say to not brush it on the flange, but I did do it on the flange a little bit. I've cleaned that up, but for the most part, here is the first test pull of Kong. The wall hanger, urethane rubber skin using BITY Flex 20 over a foam backing. Now, like I said, initially, this is going to be a pressure cast on the first one. So what I'm going to do is and I can paint this as well. This should come out very well. And I've got hair for it. The only thing I've got to do on some of this is probably wipe it down a little bit. It's got some residuals in it. But that's not too badly. I don't think that's too badly done. So the test pull of the Kong is a success with a foam backing. I'm going to clean the sleeve up, probably put it back on the initial sculpting here. As you can see, there's not much difference between the two. Initial water-based clay. That's why I use water-based clay, because water-based clay does not have any oils or sulfur in it, so it doesn't have any reason to inhibit or contaminate rubbers when you use different rubbers. So basically what I'm going to do is now make backer boards for these using the outline of the initial sculpting. And then take those backer boards, and that's why I have to take this sleeve, put it back over here, and do a fiberglass or a resin hard shell as opposed to the plaster mold. I can try one with the plaster mold, but I do not think, because of the floppiness of the flange area here, that if I put something on the back to pressure cast, I might try that, just see if I could do it. Pressurize, put a board, the backer board on there, and then put a weight on it. So this will have a better foam skin for this. Not that there's anything wrong with this. It's just the foam skinning might come out a little bit better. I don't know. The only thing to do here is cut the eyes out, put the taxidermy eyes in, and hair in. And I've got hair in the other side of the lab there, so I'm going to do that. But this is the rubber, polyurethane rubber First time ever using polyurethane rubber, and thankfully it's a success. Actually comes out well. So I'll be doing a little bit of touch-up paint work to this and see how these come out. So anyway, that's pretty much it. We did do a good pull on that test pull, and we're just going to see what we can do with the backer boards. There's a couple of rips and tears, but we'll see how that works. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. This is all being documented for the YouTube channel in a video, so we will be good with that. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much.